had some technical difficulties. It's actually my fault. I tried to Control Alt Delete to do Task Manager, and for whatever reason, when they switched to Windows 11, I'm not used to the menu, so it gives me really stupid menus, and they're not in the order I'm used to, so I accidentally hit sign out, but then it let me cancel signing out because there were still programs running. But what it meant by cancel was just don't officially sign out, but close all my programs, and that's whatever. It's just annoying because it wasn't in the place I thought it would be. You're so used to using it, you know what I mean? You use Task Manager all the time, so when they switch the order of things, it's very frustrating. Either way, I was going to have to restart Hogwarts Legacy. That wouldn't have had to restart the stream. So those of you just logging in on YouTube, sorry, this is the second part of a video, thanks to, you know, what happened. If you watched the last small 45-minute part or so. But here we are. Looks like it was post fights. I still have my note. Looks like anything from the battle itself is gone, though. Those kinds of drops do not stay. It's interesting that an acromantula is actually a different type of spider. I wouldn't have expected that. Anyway. Thankfully, I saved at some point, and it saved and all that, so that's nice. I had saved right before that fight. It saved right after. So, group win. I'm going to walk right in the middle here. Acromantula. I died. Acromantulas are tough. Got a lot of health. Plus, it's the ads. If I was just fighting Acromantula, I don't think it'd be as hard. But it's throwing in a bunch of other spiders, which is not so cool. For whatever reason, the Acromantula is not caring much right now. Where is the Acromantula? I'm worried. You're just sitting over there? I didn't mean to do this, by the way. I wouldn't have done this. I would have fought it. Oh, now I am. I can't really fight it point blank. I wish it could just get itself up here.
Revelio.
I don't know where this last enemy is, but if it's a digging kind of spider, it might show itself back up, and if it's not, then it won't. Found it.
Incendio. 8 legs is simply too many. Revelio.
It looks like this is where loot is. As always, something that makes it difficult. My life, that is. I had to use 5 Wigan Welds, but that's okay.
Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Oh no. I have a feeling that house elf is Tobbs.
If you find Tobbs' body, the big spider was too much. Tobbs has failed you and deserves his punishment. Tobbs feels weak, sleepy. Tobbs must.
Poor Tobbs. Left here alone with the spiders.
I did not expect Tobbs to be dead.
Revelio.
This is greatly sad. I have to actually blow that thing away from a distance. This goes further into the cave, it seems. I wasn't sure. I thought it'd be a little side area, but it does not seem to be the case. Unless I'm wrong. No, I don't think so.
Revelio.
What a disappointment.
Revelio.
I never know where some of these things are. Because, like, there's a breakable wall over there, but I don't have a conception of how I'd get there. It's probably in the next area. But, like, this thing, there's a thing over there. I think it's down here. Yeah.
Confringo.
Yeah, this is greatly concerning for our poor friend, though. I see you. Stop it. My cat likes to come bother me now. It's one of her pastimes.
Revelio. table looks familiar. Seems I'm back at the entrance to the cave.
Oops. I'm gonna go the room requirement first. Finish my quest with Deeks. And then I will go sell some stuff in Hogsmeade. Also pick up any plants that are ready. Offense up in exchange for defense, and as increased damage with Confringo. Done. Sorry, Deke.
I'm back from the cave, Deke.
Wonderful. Deke hopes you gave Deke's best to Tobbs.
I'm sorry to tell you this, Deke, but Tobbs is gone. It seems he was unable to avoid the spiders in the end.
Oh my. Deke was afraid of this, alone in that cave for so long. Oh, poor Tobbs. Deke and Tobbs once shared the same master. When he died, we were separated. Deke always wished Tobbs had been sent to Hogwarts too. Deke feels lucky to serve such kind witches and wizards like you. Deke will miss his friend dearly, and will raise a glass to him with a heavy heart.
I'm truly sorry about your friend, Deke.
Thank you. You are very kind. Deke could use some time alone to think, if that's all right.
I want my Brum upgrade.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
You're back. Nice to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
I wish I'd paid more.
Gotta go do the main quest eventually, right?
resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Astronomy class.
And your reading is the dragon. That's exciting, I suppose. Perhaps you're due for an adventure.
Ladies,
Professor Shah.
astronomy is not divination. You won't find the mysteries of the cosmos charted out on your palms or at the bottom of your teacups. Alas, the heavens remain hazy to the starry-eyed. Now, if you were to devote yourselves to persistent and painstaking observation, you just might catch a glimpse. With that in mind, please take your telescopes. Tonight we will be on the observation deck. Still don't have your own? You can't be the new student forever, you know. You can share with Mr. Takar.
Here, I can adjust that for you.
No, bring it into focus on your own. Now, I expect all of you to put in your stargazing hours outside of class. Is that clear?
Professor, it's freezing out.
Mere cold didn't stop the great stargazers of the past. Look only to the astronomy tables they erected throughout the highlands from which they gazed millennia ago on the very self-same stars above us. Is that clear? Dismissed.
Oh, hello. I'm Amit. We met in potions class. I'm happy to report that we've yet to have any explosions in this class.
Oh, hello, Amit. Nice to see you again.
Did I hear Professor Shaw say that you don't have your own telescope? I have a spare one you could borrow for the rest of term.
That's very kind of you, Amit. Are you sure you won't need it?
I'm certain. It's my old one. I finally got my hands on the new Celestia Contemplor. You've heard of it, I assume? I mean, of course you have. It's only the pinnacle of all personal stargazing implements. But my old model's not too shabby either. Goblin-cut glass, first-rate optical enchantments. Hate to think such a fine instrument is just collecting dust.
Well, thank you, Amit.
Think nothing of it. Anyway, the telescope's in the storage room right underneath us. You can't miss it. I have some, reading to finish on the lower deck. Come find me there afterwards, and bring the telescope. There's something I want to talk to you about.
This was his old telescope. Looks practically brand new.
A pristine night for stargazing. Do not let it be wasted.
Professor Shah, I'm interested in learning more about astronomy.
It is increasingly rare to find a student who seeks after things celestial, of their own accord. But if you truly desire to chart the courses of the cosmos, you must rid your mind of the terrestrial babble of others. We ourselves are not unlike blank star charts, you know? Empty canvases waiting to be inscribed with all that the universe has to offer. Do you understand?
Sure.
Am I right in thinking you are unimpressed by divination?
Of the many other so-called disciplines taught here, divination is perhaps the most feeble, especially in its nonsensical practice of astrology. Do not confuse astronomy and astrology. One is concerned with mysteries, stellar and lunar.
I love this lady.
The other is mere lunacy.
One of my favorite professors so far.
You mentioned astronomy tables earlier in class. What were you talking about?
Long ago, devotees of the astral arts set up stone slabs across the countryside. They are ideal for studying constellations near and far. For centuries, wizards made use of these astronomy tables for stargazing. Sadly, they have since become mere monuments to the intrepid intellectual pursuits of a bygone epoch.
Thank you, Professor. I look forward to stargazing.
I am glad to hear it. Should be a stellar night for it.
Professor Shah's just about as cold and distant as the bloody stars she wants us to chart. Ugh, not how I wanted to spend my evening.
Shut up, Gareth.
Not sure what you can learn from these astronomy tables that you can't learn from a cup of tea leaves.
Shut up, Adelaide.
Our meat thinks he knows everything. Even told me he can speak gobbledygook. Sounded like gibberish to me.
Fair.
I had heard about these odd stone tables out in the Highland. Perhaps that's what Professor Shah was talking about.
I haven't seen too many of them, so it's fair.
The constellations are beautiful. Not sure they're worth dying of a cold for, but they are beautiful. The perfect night for... Oh, hello again.
I have the telescope. It's nicer than I'd expected.
I would not offer a prospective stargazer a third-rate lunoscope. But there is, something else.
Yes, what is it?
You remember those astronomy tables Shah was going on about? It just so happens I've been reading up on them a little myself.
Very
And
convenient.
it seems there may be one right here at Hogwarts. I believe we could use it to find hidden constellations.
And you need someone to help find it.
I do. Are you in? No one from the Gobstones Club will go with me. Said they'd rather get spit at by a stone than... Well, they are cowards. Let us get moving while the stars are still out. I'll show you how to use that telescope once we get there. I promise.
No need to convince me. Let's get going.
Brilliant. You won't regret it. Shall we? The table is on a castle wall ahead. Look for a stone platform. Something that doesn't quite belong. We'll know it when we see it. Onwards we go. Some say the locations of the tables were originally marked by centaurs for ritual stargazing. It is nice having a fellow stargazer to explore with.
Happy to be here. It is good to leave the classroom now and then.
It's not that creepy out here at night, is it? The Gobstones Club are cowards. Here I am, charging ahead. Why don't you leave the way?
Revelio, if you're sure.
Little foreboding.
A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about.
Oh, of course. It's just not as...
This bathtub has been kept behind lock and key for as long as anyone can remember. Rumor has it that the tub was enchanted to chase after students decades ago, who were too obsessed with their studies to care much for personal hygiene.
tidy, as I expected.
Amit, could I ask you something?
Oh, certainly.
Why are you so fascinated with stars?
I suppose because there is so much to learn about them. I mean, there is plenty to learn about a lot of subjects, but astronomy seems limitless. Always something new being discovered. They are forever discovering new moons and stars. In fact, they discovered a new planet just 50 years ago.
Where precisely is the table we're looking for?
According to an old astronomer's chronicle I found in the library, it may be somewhere along the castle wall.
Okay.
Actually, that's all I wanted to know.
Oh, very well then.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio.
More cobwebs. You don't think any spiders might be lurking about?
Oh no, not this close to school, Amit.
Look, there's a table. I think you should. Go on, try it out. The constellation should appear near the center of your view. As soon as you've lined up the telescope, we will be able to fill out our star chart. I was right about the tables. They really are gateways to the far stars, just as the book said. And your contribution was invaluable. Rest assured, you shall be credited in my memoirs one day.
Thank you, Amit. I look forward to reading them.
And I look forward to writing them. This is only the beginning. You will find more tables like this one throughout the grounds and forests.
I wonder what I get for this.
All beckoning to be discovered by a worthy astronomer. And if I have ever seen one, it's you. Oh, and about my old telescope. Don't bother returning it. You should keep it.
That's quite generous. Thank you.
You're welcome. It has goblin-cut glass and a gobbledygook inscription. I'm practically fluent in gobbledygook, you know. It's all in the throat, really, gobbledygook, you know, and how you pronounce your R's. Anyway, glad our adventure was a success. I will see you soon.
What's my next main quest? Waiting for someone to send me a thing. It's probably gonna be Fig.
Never do get tired of seeing the astronomy tower at night. What a view.
I have learned of a wizard who is being harassed by Harlow. He may be able to provide the evidence we need to take Harlow down. We should speak with him together. Meet me at his home.
I assume you have news regarding the goblin you mentioned. Why don't we meet at the map chamber to discuss that and our next steps?
Scavenger's level 30 still. Jesus Christ. I might as well go start doing some of the side quests I found, I think.
But my efforts were in vain. Meet me outside the Slytherin common room. We need to talk.
Sebastian. Sorry, Natty. I have other quests that I care more about here. I'm about to learn Crucio, by the way. First unforgivable curse coming in. I don't know where the Slytherin common room is. It appears to be down. The problem is sometimes when you switch quests, it doesn't actually switch the quest you're following. No, it's tracking it. So it says, I'll follow this, although I fear... No, I'm going down, okay. My last cabinet. The last cabinet. The cabinet! Where are you, key?
Revelio.
There's a key around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, go do your thing. Alright, so Sebastian, then to my house. This will be my last house token. I feel like it's not leading me there. No, it is. It's just... Seems to be, anyway. I must just not have been as close to it as I thought. Either that, or it's not listening to me and it's bringing me elsewhere, but I can see the main quest behind me, so... No, it's turning. We're good. Not being a Slytherin myself makes going to the common room, near the common room anyway, kind of hard.
Revelio.
This statue depicts the Kelpie, a shape-shifting water demon native to Ireland and Great Britain, which usually takes the form of a long-maned horse. The largest Kelpie ever reported is the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. 500 gold, here I come.
Revelio.
You're here. Brilliant.
Came as soon as I got your message.
I received your owl. What happened with Ominous?
I told him none of us will be able to avoid dark magic forever. So the more we know about Salazar Slytherin and the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be. Unfortunately, only a Gaunt knows the location of the Scriptorium's entrance, and Ominous won't tell me.
Perhaps I should have a chat with Ominous.
You? I suppose it's worth a try. But don't get your hopes up. Ominous is annoyingly stubborn. Nothing new. I know where he is. I'll lead you to him and then leave you to it. Come on.
Sure.
It's this way.
I'm waiting.
Keep an eye out. Never know who's watching. Although that hasn't stopped us before.
Strictly speaking, it has. We were caught. Revelio.
Damned poltergeist. Such a nuisance. There he is. Good luck.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Ominous. Do you have a moment?
What is it? What have you and Sebastian been up to now?
I owe you an apology, Ominous. I wasn't honest with you before about the Undercroft. Sebastian did show it to me. He wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other 5th years. He didn't think you'd mind.
I suppose that makes sense. It's just Sebastian's been pestering me lately about something and I'm frustrated with him.
Don't tell me he's still going on about, what was it, a scriptorium?
He told you about that?
He did. We were talking about Hogwarts founders and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though.
Yes, well, he seems to think it contains the answer to saving Anne. I think it's likely full of dark magic that is better left untouched.
Wait, you've never been inside?
Of course not. I only know about it because of my favorite aunt, Noctua. She thought like I do. Didn't agree with the family on the use of dark magic. In fact, she'd hoped to convince my family that there was more to Salazar Slytherin than worshipping pureblood status. She'd heard of this scriptorium and thought its contents might shed some light on him. She even found the secret entrance in this very corridor. She wrote regularly to my father about her efforts to gain access, and then she simply vanished. No one else ever tried to enter.
I'm sorry about your aunt. Don't you want to find out what happened to her?
Aunt Noctua went down this path with good intentions and lost her life. I don't want the same to happen again.
You don't know that history will repeat itself. Besides, you said your aunt thought like you. This could honor her memory. Get you answers about Slytherin and Sebastian answers for Anne. Your aunt pursued this alone. We could do it together.
I see what you've done here, and I confess, you've convinced me. I didn't think it possible. Very well. I shall tell you what I know. Fetch Sebastian, I'll wait.
Wow, that seemed too easy.
We don't regret this.
Sebastian, over here. Levioso.
These braziers grab the scriptorium.
Now you'll share? You wouldn't tell me when I practically begged.
It wasn't you who told me what I needed to hear. Opening the entrance has something to do with threes.
Well, Revelio are better than one.
Its two heads are better than one.
And by that logic, 3 is better than 2. Simple mathematics, Ominous. Remember, 3 braces.
Someone was actually listening.
Something's happening.
I hope we're ready for this.
Dark, ominous corridors. My favorite.
No comment.
Revelio. That was a good one.
Reparo.
Looks like a locked door. We may want to look around. The rubble formed a relief of a person facing a snake.
I'm listening.
Must be the voice I hear.
I must prove my point. We do not need to use the dark arts as my family instructs. When I reach the scriptorium, I will find evidence that there's more to Salazar Slytherin than we realize. I have written to my brother. He now knows how I access the corridor's entrance and that there's no straight path to reach the scriptorium. It's a maze with many challenges to solve. I hope that my brother will follow my lead and we can study our ancestors' legacy together.
Revelio.
The voice is ancient.
You hear a voice?
It started when you repaired that relief. I hear a whisper saying, "Speak to me." I'm a parcel mouth. I can hear and speak to snakes. Nearly all known parcel mouths are descended from Salazar Slytherin.
I'd like to be able to talk to snakes.
You might not want the ability to speak parcel tongue. It's often associated with dark wizards. I haven't spoken it in ages, but I'd wager if I speak it now, the door will open. I'm hoping you're having second thoughts.
Believe me, I am having thoughts, but I'm still convinced we should go ahead.
It's ironic. When I left home, I vowed to leave the dark arts behind, and yet here I am. Stand back. I can't believe I'm doing this.
It worked! Ominous, you possess a rare ability indeed.
Between the two of you, I'm starting to feel left out.
Between the two of us?
Never mind.
Revelio.
There's no clear way forward.
Confringo. Like names. Salazar Slytherin most likely wanted this to be different.
Revelio.
The door we came from, it closed. And there's more than one gate ahead.
Then look closely at each gate for clues.
Revelio. Lumos.
Salazar Slytherin buried the scriptorium deep within Hogwarts. I'm afraid I shall lose my way around these dark corridors. I am a descendant, yet I feel unwelcome. Lightning proceeds in the corridor is helping. I shan't lose heart. Challenge by challenge, I'll make my way through.
This journal entry, it mentions getting lost and being unwelcome.
Poor Aunt Noctua.
Confringo! The dial requires focus.
Aunt Noctua said the same. It may take practice to solve it. That didn't sound good.
Salazar Slytherin didn't make this easy. rather dire, isn't it?
You sound surprised.
I just had to go look at the
Designed by Salazar Slytherin.
Alright, so there's that lock there and this lock. So let's try working with this one first. This is a thing going right and a snake infinity side.
Another gate.
Seems Slytherin like to play games.
Must run in the family.
Look in a mirror, Sebastian.
All the gates have symbols, and there are symbols on the dial.
Yeah, circle going right, snake infinity.
Matching the symbols did open it.
Was about to do that myself, but you got to it first. Nice work.
And this one is going to open something too. Something with a tail and some fancy little symbol, kind of like an A.
Let's look at the gate and the symbols.
I'm just having a problem with the bottom symbol. Got it. There we go.
That sounded Lumos.
I don't know which ways are the correct way and which ways are the backup ways though.
Revelio.
That's probably forward. It's not a lip.
Confringo. Revelio.
Exploring this journey is painful but rewarding. I shall soon find the scriptorium and discover untold secrets regarding our house founder. Salazar Slytherin intended more than we've become. I know it.
Not sure references painful and arduous challenges, but also rewards.
Painful. Revelio. I'm wary.
All I heard was rewards. Keep going.
Lumos.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, it seems that this backup path might lead somewhere else. Like loot.
Revelio. Lumos. Confringo.
I don't know what kind of door we're trying to open. I failed to dial and it struck my face as if it were a real serpent, but I must find a way forward for my family's sake. We should not require children to conform to old traditions. The scriptorium must have proof that there's more to our legacy than meets the eye.
Ominous. Your aunt wanted to change your family's traditions.
Lumos. She did. And she was my favorite person in the world for it.
Let's take a look. I think what it's probably making me do is I have to find, okay. It looks like some sort of pyramid at the bottom and a fish with a tail on the right.
Another welcoming sort, was he? Every dial seems to be getting more difficult, but we've made it this far. Don't give up.
I don't remember which was which symbol. I should probably look before I get bit again.
Lumos.
I know what I was looking for symbol-wise, but I don't remember the order. Fish with tail on right is top. It's an open tail for reference. So it seems.
Excellent work. We're another step closer to the scriptorium.
Lumos.
I think we're getting much closer.
Revelio.
I'm very proud of us, guys.
Lumos.
We have 4 of the notes from his aunt, so we should be getting closer to what she
Spotted
found.
something ahead. Looks troubling.
This whole place is troubling, but for my aunt's sake, we cannot stop now.
The gate!
Revelio.
I think we're locked in. Again.
Then Salazar Slytherin is not yet finished with us.
I have lost hope. I'm locked in. I heard a scream and saw the tortured faces. The only way forward is with an unforgivable curse. Even if I wanted to cast it, I have no one upon whom to do so. Salazar Slytherin created a malicious challenge indeed. In my last correspondence to my brother, I'd invited him here. Now if he looks for me alone, I'll have led him to his death. Despite our differences, I wish him no ill. I wish we'd parted on better terms.
Ominous. A skeleton. And Noctua's last journal entry. She mentions being trapped here, blocked by an unforgivable curse.
This is where she died. This is where we'll die. I shouldn't have listened to either of you.
Ominous, I'm truly sorry about your aunt. But I know what to do. It's going to be difficult.
You said you know what to do.
Oh yeah.
Tortured faces on the door, and Crucio is etched into the stone. My guess is if we cast the Cruciatus curse, the door will open. That's why Noctua died. She had no one to cast the curse on. Ominous has the most experience with this. He should cast it. You seem to be in Ominous's favor. Will you ask him about this?
He does seem a bit cross with you. I'll speak with him.
Good. Work your magic, so to speak. Wish we had some liquid luck.
All of this could have been avoided.
I want them to cast it on me, but they probably won't.
Ominous. I hadn't imagined we'd end up trapped like this.
Salazar Slytherin did. He's to blame for many unimaginable things. I overheard you and Sebastian, and I won't do it. The Cruciatus curse is pure torture. I would know.
Sebastian told me a little of what happened when you were young. Sounds as if you had no choice.
Should have known he would have told you. And one always has a choice.
That's not true.
I'm as guilty as the
Not
worst
really.
of my family. Unforgivable curses won't work unless you really mean them. I had to want to cause pain, and for that I shall never forgive myself. That spells the reason I have no family left. You and Sebastian will need to sort out another solution. If you cast Crucio, you will regret it forever.
What do we do now? Ominous is not going to cast the Cruciatus curse again.
Ridiculous. As if dying in here is a better option than casting a damned spell. It's up to us. I can teach you Crucio, or I can cast it on you.
Wait, you didn't say you knew how to cast Crucio?
Because I'm not sure I do. Ominous knows that, yet he's left us no choice. I don't yearn to follow in Noctua Gaunt's footsteps. I think I can cast it if I have to.
I want to learn the curse, but I won't cast it on you. You need to cast it on me.
I shan't forget this.
I'm glad they gave me the option to learn the curse, but not. Because, like, I don't want to not learn it. Even if I don't use it, I should know how to do it. Just because, like, why get locked out of content?
Ready? I'm ready.
Crucio!
Are you alright?
Are you alright?
That pain, it was excruciating. But I'll survive. Let's keep moving. We made it. We found Salazar Slytherin's scriptorium. Revelio.
I can't believe we're here.
A secret and well-protected room beneath Hogwarts where Salazar Slytherin appears to have spent time making various long-term plans with respect to the student population and reflecting disagreements he had with other founders. I know he wants a spell book, but I want to pick up other shit first. I fear we should never come to an accord. I cannot persuade even one of them to listen to reason. I dared hope that Godric's thoughts were aligned with my own, that he understood why the caliber of students need to be exceptional, but he has fallen prey to the ridiculous notion that Muggleborns are somehow as capable as purebloods. He was furious when I expressed my displeasure at his thoughts on the matter, thoughts he had not yet put voice to. I tire of the discord and can no longer bear witness to the corridors full of inept children masquerading as witches and wizards. It is with a heavy heart that I now know I must go from here. I should place the creature into deep sleep in its chamber until it can be awakened by one who shares my views, a descendant willingly to reverse the damage the others have so carelessly wrought, one who shall rid the school of those unworthy of Hogwarts that would serve only to stain my legacy.
Revelio.
Sebastian, ominous. There's a book just here.
You found something?
You two go ahead. Let me know what's in it. I'll wander around a bit.
May I have a look?
Yeah. Just gotta make sure I got all the loot.
What do you think?
Looks like a spell book of some kind. This is incredible. A Hogwarts founder's possession. What an honor. Still can't believe Ominous never told me about his aunt and what she found.
What will you do with Slytherin's spellbook?
What I do with every book. Read it. Having professors as parents ingrained that habit early on. But I can do that later. For now, I say we explore this room. It's breathtaking. I don't want to leave, but I owe you. Both of you. Without both of you, we'd never have made it this far.
We were lucky. We could have died. We must swear never to do this again.
I see a way out.
Best news I've heard all day.
Ominous. About your aunt.
Please, Sebastian. I meant what I said before. We swear, right now, never to engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
Understood. I'm truly sorry about your aunt, Ominous.
I suppose after all this, I am grateful to know what happened to her. Thank you.
Sebastian, let me know about those spells you learned, bud. Don't worry, this time I'm coming at you, for real, unless Sebastian messages me again and has another curse to teach me, because he's going to be reading a book that probably has the other curses.
I wonder who lives here.
You are here. Good.
Is this Mr. Bickle's home?
I believe so. He supposedly has evidence against Harlow. We need to speak with him.
Okay.
Where could Archie have gone?
Are you all right? We're looking for Mr. Bickle.
My husband is dead. He killed him.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Bickle. Who killed your husband?
Theophilus Harlow. I'm sure of it. He's been threatening my husband for weeks and... Oh, where is my son? Where is Archie?
He must be around here somewhere. When did you last see him?
Archie was home with his father while I was out. His satchel's missing. Hopefully he's just gone wandering, as he's prone to do. I hope he wasn't here when Harlow... when my husband...
Do you know which way Archie might have gone?
He has a little hideout in the forest south of here. He never wanders far. But if he witnessed Harlow doing something to his father, I'm afraid to leave, in case he comes back home.
Is there anything more you can tell me about Harlow?
He's Victor Rookwood's second in command. A miserable, awful creature. Vicious and murderous.
What reason would Harlow have to kill your husband?
My husband had been looking into Harlow's dealings and discovered some of what he's been up to. I begged him to leave it alone, but he was convinced that...
We'll find your son, Mrs. Bickle.
Thank you. What am I going to do?
Please do not worry, Mrs. Bickle. We will bring Archie home.
Where are you, Archie?
When I took the letter we found to Officer Singer, she told me about Mr. Bickle. He had been doing the same thing we are, providing Officer Singer with evidence to take down Harlow. I had hoped to speak with him about what he had found, but we were too late.
What did Officer Singer say about the letter you brought her?
She thanked me, but she clearly felt that it was not enough. It is a shame that hippogriffs cannot speak. Your friend Highwing could provide all the evidence against Harlow that we need. We will need something more.
Revelio.
This must be little Archie's hideout that Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Archie? Archie Bickle! He would not have done this to his own hideout. Someone came here looking for him. Revelio may be our only hope of finding out which way he went. There! Archie's footprints. He went this way. I thought we would have found Archie by now.
I suspect he'll keep running if he's being followed.
If it is Harlow that's pursuing him, I only hope you're right. Men like Harlow would not think twice about killing a child. We must find Archie quickly. Wolves! Prepare for a fight. I hope Archie didn't cross paths with that wolf pack. We should look around.
Archie's satchel. Why would he leave it behind?
He was likely running from Harlow, distracted. This may be a good time for Revelio again. Archie went this way. I have a bad feeling about this. Harlow must have a reason for pursuing Archie.
I wonder what Archie saw. I hope he didn't see Harlow kill his father.
He would never overcome it. At least not in any way.
Revelio.
A fork in the road. We will need Revelio again. Multiple sets of footprints. Oh, Harlow caught up to him here. This is not good. They went this way. Thestrals. They are beautiful, are they not?
You can see Thestrals too.
I witnessed death when I was 9. Saw my first Thestral shortly thereafter. I found comfort in it. I still do. I think those of us who have witnessed death deserve some comfort.
I'm sorry you experienced something like that at so young an age.
I was with my father when he died. My mother was away.
Revelio!
It was a long time ago in some ways, but in other ways, it seems like it was only yesterday. I still remember it clearly.
You must miss him.
My father was a wonderful man. Let us keep moving. We must find Archie.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was just hitting rocks. They're alright.
Go lightly. Be as a shadow.
Taking in children now, are we? Better not be expected to feed him.
It is as I
You aren't.
They have Archie. Be on your guard. There can be no mistakes.
I mean, I can make mistakes. I'm a tough enough wizard that even if I do, I'll still get them. But I know what you mean.
They got what they deserved.
Revelio.
You're correct.
Revelio.
Is there gold on the other side? What is that? Other eggs.
I did not expect this tent to be so large on the inside.
Me neither.
That complicates things a little.
Revelio.
You don't think he saw it happen, do you? He's just a child. We should release him. This is the sort of thing that could draw...
It's Totalis.
Looks like a much bigger fight than I would like to engage in. A boss amongst them. If I can get rid of everybody but the boss, I'm in a really good spot. Oh, so sad for you.
They got what they deserved.
Revelio.
We'll help you, kid. Just give us a second, okay? Try and make sure we cripple these people when they get back up. They got no cash. All that. Looks like there's not much else in here.
Archie Bickle.
How do you know who I am?
Your mother sent us to find you.
I'm so glad to see you.
Not too loud, Archie.
Sorry.
We need to get this open. Hello, Hamura.
A man called Harlow. He killed my father.
We're so sorry, Archie. We won't let him get away with it. But first we need to get you home to your mother.
Thank you for saving me.
We wouldn't have it any other way, Archie. Now let's get you home. We know a safe way back.
Nobody just teleports me. I already searched on purpose. Yep.
You're safe.
Mother? Oh, Mother. Father's friends are in danger. I heard the people who took me talking about them.
Which friends, darling?
Mr. and Mrs. Rabe. Mr. Filbert. And I think they also said Otto's name.
Uh-oh.
I shall speak with them. You run inside.
Yes, Mother.
Your husband's friends may be in danger.
Just as he was.
How can we help?
You've done enough. My husband was a powerful wizard and couldn't defeat Harlow. The last thing we need is that monster coming after you.
It may be too late for that. I'm afraid Harlow's already after us.
Then you needn't anger him further. I assure you, the threat could be a lot worse. Please, please keep your distance.
I'm sorry again about your husband, Mrs. Bickle.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing Archie home. I can never repay the two of you for your kindness.
Not to worry, Mrs. Bickle. My father used to say that rain does not fall on one roof alone. We are here to help each other. I must learn more about Mr. Bickle's friends and why Harlow is after them. You'll be hearing from me as soon as I know something. Thank you for your help today.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Oh, the house chest. I'll do the goblin encampments first because they're actually nearby, but... Oh, they're not nearby. Okay, never mind. I do have to go to my house, though. Well, that was it. I have to deposit the rest and open our house chest.
That's it. I'm making good progress with those tokens. Another house token for the house chest. Here we go, the last house token. Time to see what's inside. Well, look at that. Thanks goes to the former headmistress, Eupraxia Mole.
Just a appearance thing. Eh. I'll speak with Nellie. I want to make sure I finish her quest.
Were you able to follow one of the Daedalian keys?
Hello, Nellie. Actually, I found all of the keys and opened my house chest.
Oh, wonderful. What did you find?
I found a rather interesting costume.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for solving that mystery for me. I always wondered what those keys would lead to.
Quest complete. Thought that would level me up for sure, apparently not. It's suggested level 2, but I already know they're going to be leveled to me being roughly 25, so... Which I find an annoying mechanic if that's actually what they do, which I really suspect they will. I've never been a fan of, leveled to used content. You should be rewarded for leveling. Otherwise, it feels like leveling is eh. See how tough they are.
Ranrock's camps, exactly as Madame Beaumont described.
Oh, look at that. They're my level.
Reminds me of the time I nearly fell out of a cart at Gringotts. Wizards are running scared, as they should be.
Petrificus totalis.
Such arrogance. How nice of you to stop by.
I don't think they've seen me yet.
Too quiet. Too quiet, you ask me.
Petrificus totalis.
One less human to worry about. I won't rest until
Too late for you to learn the error of your Revelio. Down, one more to go.
It's so annoying when you have to fight so many. Alright, talents. Let's check my spells. I just hate enemies being leveled because they're doing tons of damage to me. I never feel like I don't take a bunch of damage. On top of the fact that
regret coming here.
whenever I do stealth, enemies show up anyway.
Petrificus totalis.
The wizard.
One less human to worry about. Such arrogance. How nice of you to stop by.
Revelio.
All the original goblins in the camp were taken out.
Thank you for making me the first object of your suspicions. I know who my friends are now, don't I?
Petrificus totalis.
Bring me quiet over here.
Potato. Expelliarmus. Leviosa.
You think this is funny?
Confringo. Accio. Revelio. Both camps cleared. Madame Beaumont will be glad to hear that. A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time. Revelio. Confringo.
Revelio.
That wasn't so difficult.
Revelio.
I have another thingy in my magic meter, which is super cool.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little
Revelio.
I do miss the bustle of business.
Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
It was harrowing, and they dug in their heels, but I managed.
Oh, I wish my brother could have done what you did. Perhaps he'd still be with me now. I'm especially grateful. You did, for Bardolph, what I could not. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
It does seem like a problem.
What do you have for sale?
What are you looking for exactly? Thank you. Sincerely. Marvelous. I could always use more of these. Thank you for passing through.
A sickle, a galleon.
What are you looking for exactly? Thank you for passing through.
Thankfully, I am really getting into these side quests. I'm really glad I upgraded my ancient magic, because 3 ancient magic is going to make me significantly stronger if I just like unload. So for like a troll or something.
Pleased to be included.
You'll regret crossing my path.
Doubt.
Something. Enjoy stealing hippogriffs, do you?
Spring gun.
I shall get that goblin helm back. Hopefully from your claws. It isn't Nora Treadwell, Guardian. I know all about it. Let's see you survive. Ricky the... Careful now.
Good finger.
My young friend. That's all you are.
Levioso. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
One less poacher in the wizarding world.
Aloha Mora.
Got all the magical creatures out. A fooper?
Revelio.
Do cooperate, won't you? That crate of Chinese chomping cabbages is somewhere in this camp.
Betting on the dragon fights was the best decision I've made yet. Someone's going to regret trespassing.
Suppose it's worth an incendio.
Marvelous strike!
Rebendo. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
Just how many would know where did he go? Before we forget about that goblin helm you stole. Let's see you survive.
Potato.
Enjoy stealing hypocrites, do you?
Expelliarmus.
Ringo!
Confringo.
Right there.
Expelliarmus. Afraid of a fair fight. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
What have you done? Ricky, little cave flapper!
Levioso.
You'll be...
Go after the golden snitch!
Expelliarmus.
Right, that's what you say. What a waste of my time.
It is hard because I tried to do Petrificus Totalis and for whatever reason, guy did not care. And we took some damage. I should have just blown my ancient magic right out of the beginning because there was more than there should have been too. I saw like 5 at the beginning, but I ended up fighting more than that. It's just because of the level of things I'm fighting.
I don't have much to steal.
You've had too much fire whiskey if you think you can outdo my take. Could hardly carry the sacks on you. Better not be a trick.
I have a few favourite hunting spots.
He has 4. That one's obviously like a special enemy. I'll get his friends first. Well, most of his friends, and I'll hit him for as much as he'll be done.
Expelliarmus. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Confringo. Accio.
That's one crate in hand. Only need one more.
Stolen by poachers for use in potions. These black eggs come from a doxy, a magical beast sometimes mistaken for a fairy.
Revelio.
I do know that I have to save that creature. Don't you worry, everyone. I will save the creature. Just making sure I get everything else first.
Aloha Mora. No need to be difficult. I mean you no harm.
I want to help you. Oh, it really flew. Okay.
Revelio.
So many bad people around. Like a litany of them.
Revelio. Wonder if I'm safe to explore in there.
Oh, flew.
How nice to see you.
Oh, balloons.
I wouldn't give for a cup of mushrooms.
They come after me. I'll stick 'em like a dogtail. An intruder!
I can see why Feldcroft needs help. Ranrock's loyalists are hiding out near Feldcroft. They must have the other crate of Chinese chomping cabbages.
You ought to cut back on pudding. Mistook you for a troll the other day. Who's that?
Revelio.
Ranrock demands an update. Have you found it? Report back immediately. Ranrock suspects there's more of it in Feldcroft. Do not return until you found it.
That's all the crates of Chinese chomping cabbages. I'd better go and see Mr. Thistlewood's friend in Feldcroft.
You should know better than that by now. You all told.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
I got your cabbages.
Hello there. Do you have the special delivery?
Hello again, Mr. Undiai.
Glad to see you back. Do you have the chomping cabbages?
I do.
I have them right here.
Marvelous. This will go a long way towards protecting the hamlet from Ranrock's loyalists. The same foul curs who,
I'm willing to guess, intercepted them in the first place, along with Rookwood's lot.
Feldcroft owes a debt of gratitude to you and Eddie. Thank you for your help.
Do you have any idea why the goblins are attacking Feldcroft?
No clue. I used to think it was because of its strategic location, but now it's as if they were looking for something. I will admit, however, that I don't know what they could possibly be looking for.
How do you and Eddie know each other?
We met at Hogwarts. Been friends and business associates ever since.
I wasn't surprised to get his owl about his Chinese chomping cabbage scheme. He was
saw a
always
weird
one
loading
to
situation going
go out
on
of his
there.
way to help another.
What do you have for sale?
At last, some reinforcements. Hopefully this is enough to thwart the goblins.
Just trying to get these quests done. I could go fight a troll too. I think what I'll do is I'll do this one. Then I'll go fight the troll.
This be Mr. Oakes' campsite. Ranrock's loyalists. Just ahead. Should I take him by force or be discreet?
Well, no choice now. Let's just...
Now to find out what happened here. Revelio.
I see the book pages, and I know that's what I'm gonna have to be contending with here.
Revelio. Adelaide said that her uncle kept notes of his trades, maps. Perhaps these land Mr. Oakes' trade journal.
Law agreed to meet, but I do feel a tad uneasy. They amended their requests and were angry when I asked questions. I overheard some of their plan and gobbledygook. They're after my rare metal deposits that are suitable for drilling. I'm afraid of upsetting them further. They seem rather volatile. I need this transaction to happen. Perhaps we can work out a compromise, perhaps not.
Revelio.
I mean, is it a map from here? It looks like we're at the camp. We follow the river down into ruins. And that's the simplest way I can word it. Is there a river nearby? Is that a river or is that a water source? River right here. Methinks.
This place has seen better days.
Confringo. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Reparo. Accio.
Shame I didn't have an audience for that one.
Skeleton's getting up, by the way.
Confringo. Incendio. Depulso. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Confringo. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Depulso. Confringo. Accio. Depulso. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
I'm not sure exactly where we're supposed to be leading me this map, but obviously went down the river, and there's a building that has a gate. I guess that could help, and this also should be across from a building across the river, more or less, which I guess also helps. So if I go to the river itself, I should see a building across the way, otherwise I'm not in the right place. In this case, there's camp over there, but not a building. Perhaps I went too far. I don't think I've crossed a bridge. Is a bridge part of the... No. Not that it would put it on the map, but I'm not really great at following maps typically. exactly where we started, right here. Yes. Alright, so let's see if there's any other water sources nearby. No. It could be over here.
A rock formation. That's the first landmark on this map. Now to find the crooked tree.
Crooked tree. Let me see that map, because I definitely did not recognize whatever you did. Rock formation. Is this the crooked tree?
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
I didn't see the crooked tree. I don't know if I went the right way either. There's no ruins on the other side, so I doubt this is where I need to be.
A crooked tree, just as the map said. Crumbling tower shouldn't be far from here.
It should be on the left side as well. Not on that one. If it's the same fucking tower I was just in, I'd be really annoyed, by the way.
And the crumbling tower. The spot on the map should be directly south of here.
Confringo! Revelio!
Directly south. Let's take a look at that map. Should be across the river technically, but fine with south. We can work with south.
What do we have here?
Wizard kind will submit to it once the war is over. Somebody there? Hello?
So apparently this Goblin Outpost, which has a crazy amount of people.
I may have more luck higher up in the keep.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of everybody first, my dude. Let's not fuck around and pretend we don't have to deal with everybody. We got a lot to do. There's a lot of people here, and apparently there's a troll, judging by the fact that it says something about a troll. So there's a troll somewhere around here. That is a big fucking deal.
A ladder. That's what I need.
Yep, we are going to deal with that ladder. I think I see a troll over there. It's just one troll, but that's still one troll too many. If I get into a fight with these guys, I'm pretty sure. I didn't mean to hit him, I was trying something else. I forgot you could aim. It worked though.
Revelio. Stone walls do a prison make, sometimes.
I'm really annoyed with the amount of people in this place, but I am glad that any I can remove from the equation.
Revelio. Perhaps not the best place to be caught alone.
No. Probably not where we would like to be caught. We are doing pretty...
This is the spot on the map. I'd best have my wits about me.
Yeah, we are entering the Velvet Outpost.
Such arrogance.
You have such arrogance, you stupid little jerk. You may have hurt me, but I'm still standing. Those are probably inside, all of them. The troll is my bigger concern on all of this.
On Fig or that student. What was that?
I don't know how he lost me there, but I'll take it. This troll is going to be my next challenge, by the way.
Oh, here's a sad-looking place.
After I addressed. I think I just go for this guy and just accept the other guy's going to probably see me. It looks like the only thing left is this giant troll.
Not the best place for an unaccompanied student.
It's only level 22, which is kind of nice. And I'm gonna be saving. I did the whole thing mostly in stealth. I am not fucking around. I actually have a bunch of Agent Magic, so I should be okay anyway. Okay, my own fault. Okay, tried to not.
Rest easy, my large friend. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
Well, they had a troll. They no longer have a troll. Oh, what is? There we go. I am too powerful. Not like I used 3 bars of ancient magic or anything. Obviously didn't need it. Still have plenty of Wiggenweld, so that's good. I pick up a bunch in chest.
Glad I was never locked up here. I don't like the looks of that
Yeah, who would? At least I'm finding out what happened to this guy, whether he's alive or not.
What did we find in here? Rebellion. Revelio. Confront. Revelio.
Anybody care?
I'm at level 20.
It's punishment to us all to have that miserable human around.
Expellion.
You won't get away with that.
Accio. Accio. It looks as though Adelaide's instincts are spot on. Revelio. Alohomora.
Lock opens. I don't know which way is correct, but looks like this way feels like it's more of a side area that direction, so. I was correct. I love just lighting the stuff on fire. I think it's really cool. Light up the room, make it look nice. Warm, cozy almost. I don't know if I can get that. Like, unless I have something to lift up, which I don't currently. You can't get that, but that's fine, I suppose. It's just a thingy is not gonna matter tremendously, I don't think.
Revelio. Confront. Revelio.
I'm not sure how you would. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have something to lift, otherwise you'll never make the jump. But I don't see anything that you could do that with. If there was a single thing to lift, or if I could bring it to me. Then that would work. And it's not like there's anything to repair or anything to make a bridge, so I'm not really sure about that one. Take out the ranged combatants first.
Why am I always on patrol? It's a waste of my skill.
Revelio. Confringo.
Some Wicked Well potions, we love that. I guess we're going down that way, which is interesting because I thought we'd be going the opposite direction, but as far as I'm concerned, that means I'm going to run over to these guys up over here and get rid of them, since apparently they're not in the correct direction. And by correct, I mean the direction that
He'll learn his lesson after being locked away. You can count on that.
Ranrock has fooled you. Revelio.
so much health. A lot of goblins in here. I'm still trying to think of how I could possibly fix this problem. It's just crazy to me. Like, this game doesn't give you as many platforming tools as it might be convenient. You actually can seem to do something with it. Can it bounce it off the wall and send it back to me? Why can't I just bring it now? I got it. Okay, I just couldn't before. It was too far away. It was just 53 gold, but I feel much better having gotten it. Haha.
Revelio.
I see that there's a upgrade. I actually want to go up real quick to the top floor. Wow, this place is huge. He found quite the group of loyalists. There's so fucking many.
Revelio.
Oh, right. There's nothing else in that direction. Okay. I mean, I'll go in the direction where I'm not supposed to go first, because that makes sense to me.
One way or another, we'll get what we're owed.
The real problem is that there's a lot of goblins in this room. And apparently there's an enemy in here, boss. Yep. Like, this is gonna be a tough fucking battle. I do have my max magic here, but there's really no easy way about it. He's that guy. At least every single goblin I can get rid of is a win, though.
Someone there.
I don't want to fight Purgit if he's walking over here.
This must be Mr. Hoax's wand. Perhaps now he can set himself free.
I'm saving the middle of this nonsense so I don't get screwed. I've already taken down some of them, so I don't want to fight Purgit anyway.
One less human to worry about.
More coming in because of the fight. Just two. If they... Alright. Time to fight. Purgit.
Was that your best? Defender.
I didn't want to get this much gear. I didn't think we'd be in this gigantic mess. So let's just get rid of something. It's not worth anything anyway, if it's all crap. First, I'm gonna check every single gear slot I have and see if anything, even other than the identified stuff, looks better, just so I know. Whatever's cheapest is that what I'm probably gonna get rid of. 90 seems to be pretty cheap. Alright, 60. Okay. I haven't destroyed stuff, but money keeps spawning, so it doesn't much matter.
Revelio.
I'm not trying to... the worst part is I'm not even trying to get... a bunch of stuff. What's this? Alright, a recollect roll into Oak Spawn? Peculiar. I already had it, but alright.
Revelio.
Oh, that's the Max Wigging Wells? Interesting. Hate to throw money down the drain, but yeah, Wigging Well's fine. I can keep that. I'll just use it freely and come back for it if I want it. I'll just remember there's 2 Wigging Wells sitting around for me. Alright, I should be almost done anyway. I'm thinking there's probably not much more. I went into the 2 big optional areas. The only area left is down here, and I don't know how much longer I'll be here. I'm hoping it's just those 4 enemies, and then that's it.
I wonder if Adelaide's uncle could be down there.
It's 1 chest to help its money. Of course not. Always. It's real gear that it wants me to get rid of. So, like 230 gold down the drain, basically. I am glad to have the max Wigging Wells, though. That's not a problem. It's actually, I consider that a perk.
Revelio.
Wait, there's another chest? Oh, I didn't pick it up. My bad.
Hello? Mr. Oakes?
Yes, I'm here. They've taken my wand. This cell has an enchanted lock. I have experience with these locks, but I need my wand if I have any chance of opening it. Look for a boiler door. I've heard them speak of it.
Fortunately, I've already found your wand, Mr. Oakes.
Oh, you found it! Pass it to me. Hurry, before they come. I must get out. Hurry! Oh, thank Merlin. Thank you. You did it! I found my wand and... Wait, you're a student? Oh, we must get you to safety immediately. It's dangerous.
It's all right, Mr. Oakes. I've dealt with these goblins before.
Dear Merlin, you're either very lucky or very talented. Well, how did you find me?
Your map.
I'm a friend of Adelaide's. She was worried about your business with Ranrock's loyalists.
Oh, she was right to be. I couldn't go through with the agreement, and when I told them, I ended up blindfolded and behind bars. Been locked in that infernal cell for so long, they'd forgot I was even there. I overheard things. If only I could reward you for what you've done. Blasted goblin stole every Knut on me. All I can say is thank you. Truly.
You mentioned you overheard things.
Sad tale, really. I think I know where Ranrock's unfortunate vendetta against wizardkind began. Although dragon breeding was outlawed by the Warlocks Convention of 1709, Ranrock stumbled upon an illegal dragon camp. He was young, found the creatures fascinating. He'd visit the camp in secret whenever he could, never making his presence known. After weeks of sly surveillance, he finally summoned the courage to speak to the wizard in charge. Ranrock wanted to join them, and the creatures. The wizard happened to drop his wand. Ranrock saw an opportunity. He picked it up, went to hand it back as a means of introducing himself. The sight of a goblin with a wand sent the wizard into an instant rage. He beat Ranrock nearly to death. Ever since, Ranrock has despised wizardkind. Sees us all as cruel.
Am I right that you speak gobbledygook?
Unbeknownst to Ranrock's fiends, I do. I've always had an affinity for goblin culture. Knew I wanted to be a metal trader ever since I was a lad. It wasn't easy learning the language. It's complex. My memory's as weak as my knees these days. But after decades working with fine goblin folk, I grew fairly proficient. At least, I'd like to think so.
I'm grateful I was able to help you, Mr. Oakes. Adelaide thinks the world of you.
Oh, and I her. She's become quite savvy to my trading habits, always analyzing my detailed owls. If only I hadn't resorted to trading with such fiends. I shan't soon forget. Having my wand back is like being reunited with an old friend. I must return home and inform Adelaide of my safety. Will you be all right?
I'll be fine, Mr. Oakes. You get back to Adelaide. I assure you, her worries outweigh yours.
Oh, I'm anxious to see my dear niece. And then I plan to travel far from here for my next round of trading. Thank you. May life reward you justly for your deeds. Be well, my friend.
Mr. Oakes was lucky. Ranrock's lot would never have hurt him.
All right. I can't open the map in here. No, you cannot. I have an instance of sorts. Okay. Easy enough. I wonder what the goblins will think when it was just a fifth year student who came in and just ended them.
Deke hasn't seen this many plants here before.
I'd like to ask you about changing the room's ambience.
Of course.
Actually...
Wiggenweld will stay. Okay.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
J. Pippins is right here.
Come on in. Healing potions are a speciality here, should you need any. Thank you again for delivering those potions to Madame Lowen. Saved me a lot of time and trouble. I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
Oh, my dear Biscuit.
Hello? Is something the matter?
Most decidedly, yes. My precious mooncalf, Biscuit, was abducted by poachers up north. Oh, the vicious brutes. I tried to fight back, but I was no match for them.
I'm sorry about your mooncalf, Mr.
Garnuff. Just Garnuff. I'm only one goblin. Not a particularly brave one at that. I have no chance against a pack of bloodthirsty poachers.
I love getting rid of poachers.
I can only hope she's able to escape.
Why do you suppose the poachers took Biscuit?
I have no idea. Mooncalf dung's highly valuable for fertilizing magical plants. But I cannot imagine poachers care much about gardening. Who knows what they'll do to her? She could be flogged, skinned, gutted and stuffed. I assume. Oh, Biscuit.
A mooncalf is an unusual pet. Why did you choose Biscuit?
She followed me one evening, wouldn't leave my side. Never thought I was one for a pet of any kind. But now I can't imagine life without her. Mooncalves are often thought of as silly, simple-minded creatures. But I've seen great depth of character in Biscuit. I wouldn't trade her for a hippogriff or a hippopotamus, or even a goose that lays golden eggs.
I'll keep an eye out for your mooncalf, Garneth.
How kind. If only all of Wizardkind was as gracious to goblins.
I mean, that's true. I wish we were.
If you do see her and can bring her safely home to me, I promise to reward you for your efforts. Do keep an eye out for her, and be careful out there. Poachers are an unscrupulous lot.
You found the right wizard, because I love sticking it to poachers.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
I wonder who lives here.
On the other side, okay. I saw some balloons. There's one. Oh, I see some more.
Poachers. Garneth was right then. I'd better be careful.
Revelio.
Imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
I do want to say Biscuit, but I also want to see what the fuck this blue there is.
You'll feel that tomorrow.
Too slow. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Revelio. You better be.
Aloha Mora.
Hello.
I'm going to bed.
Okay. I'll come see you in some amount of time. You'll probably still be awake.
Now then, which one of you is Biscuit?
Revelio. Arresto momentum.
All right, Biscuit. Let's get you back to Garniff, shall we?
I've saved Biscuit.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Don't you fret, Biscuit. I shall...
Garniff, I've rescued Biscuit.
You have? Oh, is she hurt? Was she frightened? Are you all right?
If it weren't for me, I suspect those poachers would have flayed her alive.
Oh, perish the thought. Thank Merlin you were able to save her in time. I cannot wait to get her home. I so miss seeing her dance in the evenings. Such joy.
I'm glad she's safe now. I'm sure she'll be happy to go home.
Oh, that is a great weight off my mind. Oh, my sweet little Biscuit. My wise, noble moon calf. And here is your reward, of course. Well deserved. As I said before, you have restored my faith in wizard kind. You've restored at least a modicum of my faith in wizard kind. Biscuit and I can't thank you enough.
I'm glad that you and Biscuit are doing well. Let's go do the troll before I change my mind. I swear I saw a demiguise symbol look like a knight symbol. Maybe I'm wrong though. Like the knight. Not a knight, like a... No, it's an astronomy table. Okay, that makes sense too. Like stars. I definitely didn't walk by this supposed quest. PS, but we'll try to do that one next, I suppose.
Seems a pleasant enough little place.
When I was a girl, I wanted to work with unicorns. It was a win.
Levioso.
See it. I don't know if you can sneak up on trolls, but I know you won't kill them, obviously, because they're quite tough creatures. I don't have that much ancient magic prepared, so...
You're Alexandra's friend.
I have a bunch of shit to throw, so...
Confringo. Defendo. Glacius. Glacius. Defendo. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
Okay, I tried to.
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Glacius. Defendo.
Damn. There's a lot of damage.
Arresto momentum. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Glacius. Defendo. Lumo. Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus.
Okay, I definitely don't feel like that was fair.
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defendo. Glacius. Arresto momentum.
Okay, I hate when I.
Arresto momentum.
Okay, what just happened there?
Glacius. Defendo. Arresto momentum.
I died, but I feel like I got screwed by some teleporting bullshit right near the end. I mean, I'm gladly gonna fight it again. I'll probably save some of my throws for mid-fight instead of just throwing all at the same time.
Take it you're Alexandra's friend.
Doing Petrificus Totalis is definitely a good way to start. At least it'll do some damage and stun it.
Petrificus Totalis.
Actually does more damage than most.
Arresto momentum.
Every hit does crazy damage.
Glacius.
God damn it. I just let it hit me. Not on purpose, of course, but... Okay. I tried it, the thing again, but that's alright. Okay, I hate when I try to use the... my life.
Expelliarmus. Confringo.
I feel awful for Alexandra, but the hamlet needed to be saved from that troll.
We get 13 more points, so 5, 6, 7. So I can get the Wigan Weld ones if I want to, which will be nice, because I'll be honest with you. I thought about it, now that Wigan Weld is easier to get because I get random potions, Wigan Welds are becoming more important. So them healing more would be really nice. I wasted all like 20 whatever, I don't think I had 25, but all 20 whatever of my Wigan Welds on that fucking fight. That was, that's a rough one.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
Avoided? You mean took it out?
It's done, Alexandra. I took care of him.
My troll? What? Oh, I don't know what to say. Thank you. I wish things could have turned out differently for him.
There wasn't much you could have done. He was beyond training. Tried to kill me the entire time.
Goodness. I'm glad you're all right. You're very brave.
Or very powerful.
People in the hamlet had already crafted a moniker for whoever eventually defeated I mean, that troll. It was Troll something or other.
I get to make my own title. Whisperer is a... Slayer sounds... It actually sounds better. Troll Slayer, but Vanquisher is less violent.
Vanquisher?
Yes, that was it. I suppose it's your title now. I need some time on my own. But truly, thank you for what you did.
Revelio. The Troll Vanquisher. Suppose I did earn the title.
you up to now?
Revelio.
Wonder who lives here.
I've already met them all, you jerk.
Revelio.
Fine now then.
Hello, Hamura.
There's one side of this house, which is nice.
Revelio.
Maybe not. I'll find it though. Since I heard the reference from my character, it means there's one somewhere. Is there an upstairs to their house? I didn't see one, but if there is, I'll go upstairs.
What do we have here? A demiguise.
It's like definitely like up there. So how does one get into that part of the house? Like, can I fly up to the roof and then get off?
Revelio.
Where is the demiguise? My character is noting the demiguise's existence, but
Revelio.
I'll find it. I mean, I'll keep looking, not a big deal, but
Welcome, welcome. Do have a look around.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
Revelio.
I was thinking, like, what is the... Where is the demiguise? The truth of the matter is...
Revelio.
I see it, I believe.
Fine now, demiguise.
It's right here. It's in the corner. It's like nearly invisible. It's like in the wall, actually, so that was weird.
Hello, Hamura.
At least I got it, though. I need enough to give my good friend so I can get the level 3 unlock. I was so pleased to receive your letter. It's been too long since I've been home. You'd be interested to know that my time in the ministry will soon be coming to an end. It seems they forced me into an early retirement, and there's not much I can do to change their minds. No matter. In all my years as an Aura, I've seen over and over again how those at the top are more interested in preserving their place than in actually serving those about them. That's enough of that. There will be time enough to tell you the tales of my life out here in the great big world when we meet again. To be happy to know that I'm coming home soon, although thinking of settling in Upper Hogsfield upon my return. Still nearby. I intend to enjoy the time I've left. There are still mysteries to solve after all.
Revelio.
Something there, but I don't know if it's actually up or if it's on the outside of the building. Outside the building. And honestly, that one I might be able to get from my broom. Because you can do it while you're flying. Let's see. I'll fly. Loading screen itself might slow down what would be a faster way of traveling, like teleporting. Yeah, it's unfortunate with the talents that you can't get them all. It's a big frustration of mine. The real requirement ones seem whatever, though. They're all, like, summon. There's some potions doing longer. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care much for any of these. Yeah. Those are, like, whatever. I don't use potions anyway. So I'll get some dark art stuff. I don't know what I'll get, but... So I have 13 left. Let's just say I don't do this one. I still won't have enough because I'd be... If I don't do the potions at all, let's just say that I don't, because whatever. I would maximize whatever I want to do. With 13 more points, I do 5 in here because I do care about them all. So I'll have 8 points, so I have to skip 2 things. I don't really intend to cast any of this stuff, but I just want to have it. So I don't know, I'll figure something out. Get there when we get there. I think having all my other spells curse things probably isn't super beneficial. I mean, getting things cursed does matter, because if they're all cursed together, then...
Hello? Is anyone there?
Hello? There's a voice coming from that well.
Can you help me?
Is someone down there?
Down there? I beg your pardon. I'm here. There's no one here but me. Some thoughtless wretch casually tossed a bit of parchment into me and it caught. If you could please take it.
Seems to be some sort of map.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. What a relief. I hope the map serves you well. At least better than it did me.
I don't really much like treasure maps. got 2 Wiggenwild potions that still need to be collected, I believe, unless they changed. Time to go sell the shit, because I do have to do it eventually. Gotta get rid of all this crap.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
You're back. Nice to see you again. You'll be thrilled with that broom, I promise you. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
I just wanted to have more brooms.
Hello there. Come on in. Plenty to look at here.
Mine now, demi-guys.
Accio. Revelio.
I'll be right back, friend. I just gotta break into a house next door so I can grab a demi-guys. For whatever mean person is tormenting the groundskeeper. Unless there is no other entrance, and that's part of the same building. Which is a distinct possibility, considering that I do not see an entrance into that building.
Take your time looking about. Plenty of wonderful books to stoke a curious mind.
Are we gonna go behind him? Oh.
Revelio.
Revelio.
Let's look at what we have, shall we? Nothing like finding just the right thing, is there?
Alright. Bought a ton of stuff from him just
Let me
because
know
I
if there's
want...
anything else I
I
can
don't have
do.
much to spend my money on other than that, to be honest with you. It's really why. I just want to see what I would have going for me. So now I have a lot of options. So if I decide to plant different kinds of plants or something, or replace my plants, I now have that capability. That's really what it was about. I could honestly get more efficient things for that too, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, so I'm going to go into the map room, but I'm not going to start the quest. I'm going to save and quit. Did a bunch of side quests today. Learned to spell. Just want to get rid of all that nonsense. I hate when it has all these new markers. So it'll always come up again. I'll get other stuff I unlock, but at least for now. Alrighty. Appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you all next time.